Hello there traders and welcome to the weekly market commentary for the week commencing the 6th of November 2023, coming into the last couple of months of 2023. Hope you've had a great trading year. We're going to start with Bitcoin as always. Just a quick shout out though before we do. If you like the content, if you like the channel, please make sure you subscribe and like and join the channel so you make sure you don't miss out on any of these videos. But let's get into the analysis for the week ahead. So as always, starting with Bitcoin, we mentioned last week that we had broken above this resistance zone here, which was the resistance of this sort of 7-month range at 29,631.420. Now, if we do see some form of pullback, especially if it's corrected, then I do expect this to show some sort of support on the retest, but that can take a couple of weeks before we see that. If we do continue to push higher, or we get some sort of continuation of the moving averages, then we can still continue higher up to this resistance zone, which is coming in at 40280 to 42480. That will be the next upside target for Bitcoin, which can provide resistance. But so all the time we're above this 29,600 to 31,420. That is the next upside target, and if we get any pullbacks into this zone here, then that can act as support on the first test especially. So that's Bitcoin. Now let's go and take a look at the S&P. Okay, so we had a much stronger week on the S&P this week, and you can see it's very, very positive, so quite impulsive and a bit of a V-shape recovery here. We are approaching a resistance, so the reaction and the early sort of sentiment early in next week could be quite telling. We're not out of the woods yet. We could definitely see, if we start to see some sort of selling from this zone, then we could actually see some sort of continuation if this acts as resistance, and can see some further downside. But if we do start clearing, especially this sort of 4405 area, just above the zone here, probably need to clear these highs as well. Then we can move. Then this could be over. We've sort of like found this bit of support, and we could start making an attempt back towards that resistance of 4560 to 4610. So nothing really clear to act on early part of the week. We're going to have to see the price action and then remain dynamic with that. But if we start seeing some solid price action above 4405, then we would be targeting back up towards resistance at 4560, 4610. If we start to see some downside momentum, then we could be looking for lower pricing, in which case, you know, it's going to take a little while, maybe several weeks before we see it, but this sort of key support area at 3780 to 3830 could come into play if we start to see some more downside momentum. But at the moment, it was a good week for S&P, a strong week, first strong week that we've had for quite some time. So yeah, we want to see the price start breaking above that 4400, especially 4405, before we start turning too bullish. So now let's go and take a look at the dollar basket. Okay, so we haven't been able to really get that momentum going above this zone yet on the DXY to sort of start to move up to that 108.10 to 109.30 zone as resistance. We've actually finished the day, finished the week after the NFP results came out as with a fairly bearish candle. So if this bearish momentum continues, then we could end up back in the range that we was in before, which will have support at 99.60 to 100.80. So yeah, interesting. It'll be interesting to see what the dollar basket does again early on in the week. If we could just come down. We could sort of test these levels here, the bottom of that zone, and use it as support for the catalyst higher. That is definitely one potential scenario for the dollar basket. This is not just because we've had one bad day doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna push through. But if we start to see a close and breaks below this zone, then we will be back into the range. In which case, this 104.70, 105.90 becomes resistance again, and we'll be looking down at that 99.60 to 100.80 for support. If we do hold the bottom of that zone as support, then and get some push higher, then like I say, that does bring in the 108.10 to 109.30 zone again to act as resistance. So that's the week ahead. Please let me know how you're getting on. Comment on the box below in our YouTube channel. Make sure that you are subscribed. Have a great week's trading, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.